I thought you were taller.
Oh.
Alright.
Hello. In Dallas, 100 Main Street, they did a similar building that does that at the end. It like curves like a skirt. Pretty cool. There's no clocks around. I can't even tell the time.
I love advertising. Guys, I love advertising. I love advertisements. There's one thing I love.
I can't wait to fill up my credit cards with all this advertising.
This is my friend Dante. I met him 3 years ago on Instagram when I was 26 days into my 365 poster everyday project. He followed me, and I usually don't follow back, but I did follow back because I liked his username, Apple Garamond. Here's our first DM exchange. We kept DMing each other and we found out that we had a lot of things in common. We liked art, we liked design, and most importantly, we like yapping about art and design.
I was gonna say graphic design is art, but art isn't graphic design, obviously. So graphic design goes into the category of art. Yeah, but then I think graphic design
365 designs, 137k followers, and 3 years later, we still have never met up in person. But this year, we decided to change that. This year, we were gonna meet up in... Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy that we met on Instagram. And I feel like, you know, like social media doesn't really feel like... I don't know, a lot of people say it's like anti-social media, even though like we met now. But I don't know, like... I think there's been a lot of conversations about how the algorithm kind of sucks. Even though like that's the thing that brought us together.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, it has its good and its bads. I think
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think the algorithm is just exactly what it's doing. It's just bringing people, like-minded people together, and whether that ends in good or bad is not the algorithm's fault.
Yeah. That's my online persona.
It's just talking.
Match my real persona.
Yeah, I can see how easy the 365 was for you. the commentary that you make on your posts, it's like it seems very natural for you to come up with these things.
Yeah.
It's very different from say that you're naturally funny. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that
he says I'm naturally funny, guys.
He said that. It's easy for you to make, like, you know, to make humor out of things, and so I think that translates really well to your graphic design.
But you're different in a way that you're more mysterious. Why is that online?
I don't know. I think it's because I don't have something that identifies me. Like for you, it's your posters, and it's the way you present your posters with like bold type and funny imagery. I don't want to latch onto something, and that's the only thing I make, and that's what I'm known for.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think I've never been able to consistently make something like. Yeah. You know, that's why I failed at the 365. It was because it's like.
Oh yeah, you were doing that too.
Everything looked so different that I was like, I'm not getting anything, and I quit while I was ahead. I was like, and I know those things take time to develop. If you look at the beginning of your 365, it's very different than the latter part. But.
Do you think the algorithm had something to do with that?
I think
change?
I think the algorithm, like I said, the algorithm feeds you what you like, and it's kind of subconscious when art starts developing a little bit, because you're like, I have an idea, and it's kind of brewing, and you're looking for the same ideas in Instagram, and then the algorithm pops up and shows you something that what you wanted to do, someone's already doing it.
Yeah.
And it's in a good way, because it like you avoid doing what someone else is already doing, so you can explore more and do more and do, you know. And it's not bad doing what someone else is already doing or following that same path as them, but I think something really exciting about art is when you're doing something for yourself that no one else is doing, and, you know, just kind of setting that precedent and new ways of expressing yourself. So I think the algorithm has helped me by showing me that, hey, someone's already doing this, and I'm like, okay, cool, and then I go somewhere else.
Yeah, I think the algorithm for me, it just makes me scared to like create new things if you already have that established like art form, and it just I get into my head about creating. So I don't know. Is that what you felt when you were doing all the art online on Instagram?
I don't think so. I don't think I never had that established rigidity of creating content. So I think I use the algorithm in a different way than I think you did. You used it in a more I'm scared way, and I used it in a more like...
What do you mean I'm scared way?
Like, I use it more in a scavenging way of like, I want to make sure no one else has done this. And you're like, even if I wanted to do that, I can't because I built this foundation that I have an audience that follows me because of this, so I can't do this.
Yeah, I think it's because like I did something that I feel like in the algorithm when you do something that works, it kind of like forces you to keep making that stuff, and because you're addicted to the dopamine, pretty much all the likes.
I think at that point, once you start doing it for the algorithm, is when you start to kind of lose yourself a little bit as an artist, and more as you have to think yourself more as a content creator.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning you're doing it for artistry, and then now you're getting so much acceptance that you're like, well, what if I keep doing it for the audience? I'm going to keep doing it for the audience, and whether that means constraining myself, then that means constraining myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being a content creator. I don't know. In my head, I just like
for you.
I guess.
Well, yeah.
But I feel like, that's a different discussion. But like as content, like as like art, like I want to, because I make this as my living, right? And then like I want to make something for the audience, but also for me. And I feel like I guess I'm giving it too much for the audience and not enough for me. You know what I'm saying? It like I kind of just messes with my head of like what I make online. Because I think
when it comes to when you're an artist, I feel like you create and the audience comes later. Whenever you're a content creator, if you put the audience first, then you're chasing the audience, which now in a way, you're still an artist because of your craft, yes, but you cannot ignore the underlying tone that you're a content creator because you're chasing an audience. And that's just, it's not your fault or anybody's fault. It's the unfortunate like reality that we don't have to, but people, they want to capitalize on their hobbies, and that's the issue.
Yeah, and I guess that's where I'm like,
why do you have to make money out of it? Like,
why do I have to make money out of it?
You can get a job into this as a hobby. Why do you have to make it? And that's the issue, is that people are putting... So now you're looking at art in a much more professional sense of like, you're creating content. That's what it is.
Yeah, I guess I could do something else, but why do artists do what they... Like, any commercial artist is bad, I guess. Like,
but I think a very widespread message about... Now that we're seeing how social media is and how wishy-washy it is with the algorithm and all, people are now doing content creation while having a 9-to-5 job. And that's okay. You can monetize both, but you don't have to monetize your hobby because you're doing it because you want to create. Now, if it blows up and and you become a big content creator and you can make money off it, that's a plus. And that's great that you can support yourself.
But the art
never
comes first.
Never make it your goal.
The art must come first.
No, yeah, always. Because if the audience comes first, then you're switching your priorities. And yes, you're an artist, but you're an artist second, and you're a content creator first, and that's the unfortunate part of it, And
I don't think that. Well, I guess that's the struggle within myself. Yeah. Where I'm like, should I chase these likes? But you gotta get confused because like when you do this long enough, I'm like, where am I? Like, I'm just lost a little bit. I'm like, is this even good? Like, if I don't get a lot of likes on something, I get discouraged about it. I'm like...
Think about the Eames. If their first product, let's say that, blew up and was a great success, and they just kept doing that, they would lose all agency, or they would lose agency in terms of anything else they wanted to create because they were scared that nothing else. But they were, I think they were designers, and they were like, there's other problems that need to be solved. This one was solved, I'm not going to milk it. And they kept creating, and they kept making, and they made some of they made some of the most successful inventions that we still use today, and that's all because they didn't stick to one thing that worked.
Yeah, I mean, right? It is scary to like do something new. And you're like,
the same way we criticize people that do 9-to-5s for job security, the same way content creators, it is in a way content security that you're just that this is going to work, and I know I'm going to just keep doing this for as long as the trend lasts. Whatever it may be, because not all art styles last, especially now day and age with like Instagram and new forms of art coming about every day, and the algorithm feeding you different things every day. Only because you do maybe like funny posters, that doesn't mean that funny posters are gonna last forever, and you're gonna have to pivot, and that's the unfortunate truth. And you have to.
And here I am pivoting, guys.
Here you are. Yeah.
Here I am pivoting.
And whether it's pivoting from posters to video, from its video to whatever, to shirts that you've done before, you keep pivoting in medium because you need to, because you keep being inspired by doing more. And that's the good part.
And
do you
as
notice
an artist, you grow.
And do you notice that throughout all those changes, you never put the audience first? I want to do videography. I want to know how that works. And then you're like, but how can I monetize it? And I think that's personally what I think that's like the first flaw, is putting the audience first. But if that is your medium of income and that's what you have to do, then I totally understand. And it's okay to think like that because you have to make money.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that as someone who works a 9 to 5 and does creation on my own time, it makes it feel a little bit worth it, a little bit more worth it, because I'm like, now I can use my time to do whatever I want. And unfortunately, if you have an abundance of time to do whatever you want, it sounds amazing, but we see a lot of creators struggle with like, what do I do with all this time? I don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. I'm burned out. And you have to channel it through a good golden medium there. But I think you and I are two different. We're two different sides of the same coin. And the part that I have a lot of freedom in terms of not having a style that I stick to and just being able to create whatever I want. But I'm scared because what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
What if I present myself to the world in this way, and then it's like, oh my God, it only got, it wasn't successful. It wasn't something I could do. And you've done consistently something that's worked out for you. And
that's like good. In itself, it's like a prison.
But now you've locked yourself in this box that if you were to feed your audience something else, they would be pretty upset.
Yeah.
Not pretty upset, but they wouldn't be as interested, which is what you don't want.
Which is a scary part.
Yes. So.
Yeah. I mean, there are some good things about it that, I don't know, I guess we don't talk about enough, because like I met a lot of friends online through Instagram in the past 2 years, and that's probably one of the few good things about the algorithm that I don't have to overthink.
Yeah, I can thank the algorithm for one more friend, I guess. And then we make out.
Oh, we should have. And this is where they hold hands. Like into the sun. They're skipping to look the shot. They're literally skipping through the sunset.